Hey, it's Ryan here. So, there's been a quote that's been in my mind lately. It was from Charlie Chaplin from the Dictator movie that he made, I believe, in 1940. And the quote really sticks out. We think too much and we feel too little. And I think that's really true about society in many ways. But I think the thing that I see the most with young people is that we value thinking more than we value feeling and taking action. We wear the title Eternal Learner as a badge of honor, but I think sometimes we hide behind it. And instead of going out and making ourselves vulnerable, making mistakes, and trying things, instead we brood and we think. We rehash ideas over and over again. We are a society today, at least those of us who are in, if you want to call it, the self-help community, we are maybe too introspective and we don't take enough action. It's easy to read, to consume, to learn, to watch videos, but we often fail the most vital step, which is to actually take action in our lives, to actually put our our thoughts and our ideas into action. It, we learn, but we don't practice, and I think that's growing to become an issue more and more. I'm glad that society isn't the way that it was, generations ago, where people were going out and making so many mistakes because they didn't know any better, because they didn't have the opportunity to know better. But now that we do know better, we're afraid to go out and to make mistakes. Ask yourself this: how many things have you been learning about, reading about, but are too afraid to go out in public and practice it? I know I can. I've been procrastinating this YouTube channel for a long time. I think it's important to not just value learning and consuming information, but also ensuring that we have follow through, that we take action. It can seem so intimidating. I know for me, I'm going through a lot of things in my life, and I'm afraid sometimes to take action because I know that if I make a misstep, there'll be negative consequences. But ask yourself, is it really worse than doing nothing at all? I'm also reminded of the Theodore Roosevelt quote that, no, I don't think it was Theodore Roosevelt. Maybe it was. The best time to plant a tree was 15 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now. And the worst time to plant a tree is sometime in the future. So I'm challenging myself to just make something, just try, just take one little step at a time. Make it a habit. Give yourself deadlines. Tell yourself, I learned about this, I read about it, I understand it. By this time, I want to practice something. I want to go out there and I want to do it. And after I do it, I'm going to tell somebody about it. And by just taking that little step, you're going to find that the things in your life aren't as hard as you thought they were. I'm reminded in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, the author talked about some great novelist. I don't think he named names, but this novelist was asked, how do you write such amazing novels? And he said, 200 lousy words every day. Because by taking little steps, you realize that it's not that hard. And oftentimes, little steps lead to big steps because you get into a rhythm and it doesn't feel as intimidating. You get feedback and you get reward for being successful. And I think that's it. I think you just have to go out there and be vulnerable, make mistakes, try things, experiment, and don't hold yourself to some ridiculous standard. Because the truth is, everyone's going to judge you. That's not going to change. You're going to go out there, and whether you make the greatest thing in the world, somebody out there's not going to like it. So you just have to be willing to put your foot out there and try. And I mean, that's what all successful people have in common is they tried, they gave it the effort. So I say that because I think so many people, especially now, especially in this culture where people are afraid to be judged and afraid to get it wrong, people end up not doing anything at all. They become pacified by doing things of enjoyment, of leisure, of entertainment, which are good and all, but they're not willing to put themselves out there and be vulnerable and make mistakes. And I know I can get better in that way too. So, something that I'm going to challenge myself with is the goals and the values that I have in my life. I'm going to set little deadlines, not for a lot, just one at a time, one thing at a time. I'm going to pick something that's important to me, and I'm going to put a deadline in my calendar of when I want to accomplish just that one step. And I'm going to hold myself to it. And I'm not going to take part in leisure until I do that thing. And when I do it, I'm going to stop and I'm going to recognize that I did a difficult thing. And then I'm going to be proud of myself just for doing that little thing. And I'm going to challenge you to find something that you've been avoiding. Find some creative outlet, some challenging task that you've wanted to do for a long time. And go out there and just take the first step. Just do a little bit. Eat the elephant one bite at a time. And see how you feel. Get some feedback. Do it tired. Do it wrong. Make mistakes. And don't judge yourself just because you made mistakes.